It's gone.
Bond has always been important to Pinewood, because not only is it a wonderful association to have, every 2 years they look forward to a Bond film coming in. It guaranteed the future of the studio through the lean times, you know, when there wasn't much else going on. And so a Bond film coming in, spending multi-million dollars, taking over, you know, half the stages in the studio, was always a big event. Pinewood was actually formed by J. Arthur Rank and Charles Boot. Charles Boot being a builder, J. Arthur Rank being a Methodist. He wanted to spread the word, the good word of God. He wanted to make wholesome family films. Here at Pinewood you've got the film factory, but over the back fence is Black Park, and you've got something like 100 acres of parkland and lake. The name was derived through the pine trees in the gardens here. So the first syllable was from the pine trees, and wood from Hollywood, which J. Arthur Rank was keen to emulate. You've had big franchise here, like the Superman films were made here, the Batman films originally were made here, the Carry On movies, the Bonds, you know, they keep coming. And so there was an indigenous industry, but there was also always the big renters coming in to hire space and to move the big productions in. I think in the film industry, in Britain in particular, there's always feast and famine. In the 70s and 80s, Margaret Thatcher's government in particular, their attitude was, well, businesses should stand on their own 2 feet. There was no financial carrot, and so countries like Ireland, for instance, introduced a tax incentive, and everybody went to Ireland. Mel Gibson decamped with Braveheart because he was going to shoot in Scotland, couldn't get any cooperation, couldn't get any subsidies. Ireland said, please come over here, use our army, and we'll give you 20% tax credit. So off we went to Ireland. Pinewood is actually approaching its 80th anniversary, and the competitiveness is sort of cranked up a little bit because there's a wonderful producer's tax credit in the UK, which qualifying films can actually claw back up to 25% of their UK spend. Big American pictures are now coming into this country, like Star Wars, for instance, just been shooting here for virtually 18 months. Cinderella.
You shall not go to the ball.
The Marvel Avengers films have been shot at Shepperton. Hopefully that will continue. Disney, I know, have a long-term arrangement with Pinewood for the next 8 years, I believe, where they're renting something like 10 sound stages for their production. So they're making a commitment to working in the UK. It's a studio that's geared for the future. They look towards the future all the time, with half an eye on the past and the great value that they've always given productions. They look forward to what they can do in the future.